Last night on Monday Night Raw, a new WWE United States Championship was introduced on the show. Now, MVP introduced the new WWE United States Championship Monday night on Raw. It was also announced that Apollo Crews, the current actual United States Champion, will defend the United States Championship against MVP at the Horror Show at Extreme Rules, and then I guess theoretically use the new design shown by MVP last night moving forward should Apollo Crews retain the championship. That wasn't kind of said. The segment last night had MVP introducing the new United States Championship because he proclaimed himself as the new United States Champion as Apollo Crews was injured. It was slightly confusing on that point, but let's get into the United States Championship itself, the new design of the United States Championship. Now, reports surfaced earlier yesterday from a WWE insider account, WrestleVotes. If you haven't followed them, their track record on spoilers, insider information, stories, they're very, very, very rarely wrong. They don't post all the time because they want to get their track record completely correct, and their track record is very, very, very good. So if you haven't followed them, it's at WrestleVotes on Twitter. Be sure to give them a follow. So the account yesterday noted that a new WWE United States Championship would resemble the WWE and Universal Championship while prominently featuring an eagle. Now, the WWE United States Championship is the only current main roster championship that has never received an update since it was recommissioned in WWE back in 2003. Now, of course, John Cena did use a custom Spinner US Championship during his United States Championship run in 2004, but this is 17 years. 17 years since the bout was reintroduced by WWE, and the championship hasn't been changed. The only change it's slightly had is just updating the WWE logo when they moved to that new sleeker logo in 2014. So it's the last of the Ruthless Aggression championship designs. Eddie Guerrero, of course, was the first to hold the new version of the United States Championship. So sort of the last remnants of Eddie Guerrero in WWE no longer with us, which is a shame. Now WWE also, they've been hit and miss, haven't they? When it comes to championship reveals since 2016, really, they've been very hit or miss. More miss than hit, to be honest. 2016, of course, had the rollout of the new WWE Universal Championship at SummerSlam, which was enough for a massive backlash from the fans to heckle the title throughout its inaugural match between Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. Seth Rollins even commented on Twitter at the time, saying to the fans that you really let me down. I mean, I don't advocate for that at all. I don't think you can have, and we'll touch on this in a minute, you can have your opinions, but don't ruin the match or ruin the show. I mean, it's just a title at the end of the day. Come on, let's calm down. Now, WWE also updated the Intercontinental Championship in November of 2019. They changed from the vintage design with the white bout or the white leather bout, and changed to the new black leather bout and the new design. To be fair, most of the people have said that they like the new design. I'm going to be totally honest, I wasn't massive on the Intercontinental design, and I'll be totally honest with the United States Championship, the new version of the United States Championship. It's not for me. I'm not a huge fan at the moment. It's already starting to grow on me slightly, I won't lie, but at the moment, my initial reaction, as soon as MVP took off the cloth and released the new United States Championship and showed the new United States Championship to the world, my first initial gut reaction was, not for me. But, you know, it was just, yeah, again, it'll grow on me. I wasn't initially the hugest fan from the get-go when I first saw it. That was my initial reaction. But by the way, now I touched on about opinions when it comes to these championship bouts, and this is a bit of a side point. We'll touch on the actual, what I would change, what I like, what I don't like about the title in a minute, but my word, right, last night, when it got revealed, I said I wasn't a huge fan of it last night on Twitter. I was like, what are your thoughts? I'm not a massive fan, and I showed the other recent title reveals or updates when it comes like Universal Championship, 24/7 Championship, Intercontinental Championship, and then obviously this new United States Championship. The backlash. Wow. I mean, oh my word. I mean, some of the reactions. Oh, you're a complainer. You're an AEW shill. Why are you so anti-WWE? Why are you complaining so much? Everyone else likes it. Why can't you? Now, first of all, that last one, I got that bit. Everyone else likes it. Why can't you? First of all, Forbes, massive publication, have posted an article saying it has a mixed reaction. Because that's what it got. It got a mixed reaction. And I agree with that. It's a mixed reaction. Some people liked it. Some people don't like it. That's what everything gets. Everything, most of the time, gets a mixed reaction. You remember, right? So a professional wrestling championship, right? So the title bouts itself, they're art. I consider them art because they're pieces of work, right? They're pieces of artwork. And anything when it comes to art is subjective. So just so you know, if you like the United States Championship or you don't like the new United States Championship, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Designs, like any form of art, are subjective and opinion. That's it. It's subjective and opinion. If somebody likes it, they're not a WWE kiss ass, they might just like the new title. If they don't like it, they're not a complainer, they just don't like the new title. It's opinion. And these are the same people that criticize your opinions, and they're all in their bios. It says, have an opinion, be yourself, make yourself heard. Yet you express your opinion on something as trivial as a WWE Championship title bout, and you get backlash like you stole someone's Christmas presents on Christmas Eve. My God, I mean, just every time there is something that is subjective or is very opinionated when it comes to a new championship design, a logo design, anything that's been redesigned or is new, just the amount of criticism some people get for saying they don't like it, it baffles me. It absolutely baffles me. You can like something and you can not like it. There's not a problem. It's not a problem. I've never seen, right? So last night there were lots of people on social media saying, I really like the new title design. My initial reaction to when I saw those people saying that they like the US Championship wasn't to go, oh, what, are you crazy? Are you crazy? You're such a WWE shill, right? You're such a WWE shill. No, I just went, okay, that's fine. That's your opinion. It's no lesser right or wrong than my opinion. That's what it is. It's an opinion. You can like it or you can not like it. It's not a problem. It reminds me of the whole Ricky Gervais stand-up thing, when social media is like going up to a message board in the middle of town, seeing that there's a thing for guitar lessons, pulling it off, ringing the number, and then say, but I don't want guitar lessons, right? That's fine. It's not for you then. If you don't like it, it's totally fine. It's not for you. You don't have to attack people, just because they disagree with you or they have a different opinion. It's not even necessarily disagreeing. It's just having an opinion that's separate to yourselves. Some people, it's crazy. It is crazy. Now, obviously, I guess that's just social media, right? That's just social media. But, I mean, it took me back a little bit last night. I was like, wow. Gosh, I mean, I wonder what else, if I say anything. So Shinsuke Nakamura needs to be pushed more. How dare you? How dare you? People are so offended. It's crazy. Now, let's get back to the US Championship. That's my tangent over with. Now, I must say, WWE has released an updated pictures and more high quality photos of the new US Championship on social media, and the replica is already available to buy on www.shop.com. And I will say, it doesn't look completely terrible. I think the way that it was revealed last night and just the camera angles that they used just didn't do it justice, maybe. But the new high quality photos and especially the replica photos on www.shop.com, it looks all right. And I've been open before. When it comes to new championships, new designs, when it comes to whenever they redo the Raw logo or the SmackDown logo or whatever, it takes time for these things and these new titles to grow on me. That's just me, unfortunately. I'm still not a biggest fan of the Intercontinental Championship. I mentioned it before. It's not horrible, the new design. I just don't think when it comes to the Intercontinental Championship, there was really a need to redesign that there. I thought that was one of the best looking titles that WWE had. Probably the best looking title that WWE had going right now. So for me, there wasn't a massive need for a redesign there. But sometimes you have to do these things to freshen it up. And especially when it comes to, I mentioned WWEshop.com, I'm sure the new United States Championship on WWEshop.com will be a big seller now. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. It comes down to money. If you have the same title for the longest time, eventually people just won't buy it because it's not new anymore. I mentioned the US Championship. It'd been going this version for 17 years. I'm surprised, to be honest. I'm really surprised it took this long for them to redesign it, So, look, this is a championship that hasn't been modified for 17 years apart from the WWE logo. So look, it did need updating. It did need updating. I'm not totally against the idea of a redesign for that. There are just aspects of the title that I would change. I'm not sure why the word champion is so big. They're just champion. So from a distance, it just looks like champion. You are champion, or you are the champion. What champion, or the champion of what? We don't know from a distance. You are just champion. A champion is bigger than any other wording on the championship. Surely the fact that it's the United States Championship, surely the words United States should be the biggest words on there, or at least bigger than the champion wording there. Maybe I know it's nitpicky that, maybe it's just me. I'm sure it will grow on me. I'm not the biggest fan at the moment, but even from now, this is not even 24 hours after it was revealed on Raw, it's already started to grow on me slightly. So I'm sure it will grow on me more. But WWE, they do and did have a trend of questionable title redesigns or debuts. Like I mentioned earlier, the Universal Championship, I think, is one of the biggest missed opportunities in recent history when it comes to championships in WWE. The Universal Championship was WWE debuting and reintroducing a second World Championship to the promotion. So the World Championship should always be the best looking championships, right? It should always be the best looking championship because it's the pinnacle of whatever brand it's on. The Universal Championship was a chance to do something completely different and completely just something that would set it apart from the WWE Championship, and at the time it was on Raw, and something really specific to Monday Night Raw. And they didn't. They made the WWE Championship have a red leather strap. That was it. And that's why it got the reaction that it did, because it was lazy, ultimately. It was lazy, and it had the opportunity to do something different, and they didn't. The great thing back in the day, when you had the WWE Championship it was on both brands, wasn't it? But when it was either on Raw or SmackDown, is that it looked completely different to the World Heavyweight Championship. And it just made whatever brand it was on feel slightly special because it was different. The World Championship should look different. And if you're going to have the shows marketed as being completely different and completely separate entities to each other, then their World Championships shouldn't look exactly the same as the championship on the opposition brand. To me, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So that was a massively missed opportunity. Obviously, the less said about the 24/7 championship, the better. I mean, what an ugly championship. There's nothing redeemable about it. Obviously, I understand the clock face is 24/7, but the green leather and that one, I've mentioned about things growing on me. That one just hasn't. I think maybe the hate for it has grown on me even more exponentially as we realise what a waste of time it is on WWE TV. And it's actually responsible for Ember Moon tearing her Achilles, chasing after the WWE 24/7 champion in a stupid throwaway segment on SmackDown. So the less said about that championship, the better. As I mentioned, I wasn't massively keen on the Intercontinental Championship redesign, as not more the actual design itself. I think it's okay. I just don't think it really needed to be changed since the previous title was that nice. This US Championship, I'm sure it will grow on me. Gut reaction was that I didn't like it. The high quality photos do look better, and I'm glad they didn't just do a WWE logo in USA colours. Could you imagine the reaction that got? To be honest though, I mentioned the criticism earlier. Imagine if they did do that, right? Imagine WWE's new US Championship was the WWE logo just in the USA colours, and I said I hated it. I would still get the same reaction probably. How dare you? You're such a shill. You're such a shill for AEW. Why can't you just like things? Why are you complaining so much? Man, but I'm glad that the eagle is still front and centre on there still, so I give WWE credit for that. I give them credit for at least trying something a bit different, right? I can't criticise that. At least they're trying to do something a little bit different when it comes to the US Championship after 17 years. As far as MVP goes, just think of the year that MVP is having right now. So late in his career, he was retired at the start of this year. He returns at the 2020 Royal Rumble, has a little cameo there, gets eliminated by Brock Lesnar. That was his first WWE appearance in about 10 years. He has the following night on Raw, he has a match against Rey Mysterio, which he openly said was his retirement match. He then becomes a backstage producer for WWE. He has segments with the likes of Edge, Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre in the build-up to WrestleMania. Then once we get into the pandemic era, which we're still in right now, he becomes a performer once again. He manages Bobby Lashley in a WWE Championship match at Backlash. He reignites the career of Bobby Lashley. I think Bobby Lashley looks better now than he has in this entire WWE run. ever since he returned in 2018, and a big portion of that is MVP. And then now MVP introduces the first redesign of the WWE United States Championship in 17 years, the first redesign of the WWE US Championship in the company's history, not the WCW US Championship, but the WWE United States Championship. Like I said, this has never been redesigned before, and the person that revealed it was MVP, someone who wasn't even with the company at the start of the year. So what a year MVP is having. What a comeback story. Not bad for someone who had their retirement match on Raw in January of this year, right? Or just only came in for a cameo appearance at the Royal Rumble this year. It shows how things can change so quickly in the world of professional wrestling, and I'm really glad for MVP. I think he's a real great asset to the WWE and his segments on Raw every single time he hits it out at the park. And yeah, it's great. I'm really pleased for him. But of course, as always, like I mentioned earlier, this is just one man's opinion on the new WWE United States Championship. What are your thoughts on the redesign of the WWE United States Championship? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you indifferent? Is it growing on you? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Wrestle News 365. You can do that by clicking the bottom right-hand corner of the screen right now, or if you wait a few seconds, there'll be a subscribe button at the end of this video, along with another video for you to watch. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms on the screen right now. That's at 365Wrestle on Twitter and at WrestleNews365 on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you very much for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. And I'll speak to you again very soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.